What's up guys, Doe here, and I got two builds for y'all. One is for repeaters and the other one is for chain blades, and they are both lantern builds. So a lantern build is primarily focused on getting as many hold to cast off as you possibly can, and it doesn't really matter which lantern you pick, although I would say I wouldn't pick the Scarn Lantern or the Shrek Lantern because those hold to casts cannot be triggered until they are completed, which I don't like about those lanterns. So what I normally pick is the Pangar Lantern or the Drask Lantern, which I prefer the Pangar Lantern because when you use the hold to cast, it stays there for a set amount of time, and if you keep using it, you can stack it up basically, and it looks really cool, it sounds pretty cool, and it's what I prefer. Now the downside of all this is that the Pangar Lantern is only really strong on behemoths that don't move a ton, which some of the behemoths in this game move too much to make it viable, and the best behemoth in my experience to test this kind of build on and to have the most fun using it on is Shockshot Nezaga, because that behemoth only really has one attack that like makes it go away from you, which eventually comes back, and that's its DM slide. So aside from that, you can pretty much use the lantern build on this fight, and you won't really have too many moments where you're not getting an uptime on the lantern. Now all that aside, let's go ahead and get into the builds, which the first one we have is for the repeaters. For the customization repeaters, we have the Blizzard Barrel because we're fighting Shockshot Nezaga, the Ballistic Chamber, Admiral's Grip, and Searing Prism. The cells on repeaters are Predator and Swift at +3. Now the gear of the build is going to be the Koshai helmet, Koshai chest, Riftstalker gloves, Koshai feet, and Pangar lantern, with the cells being Evasive Fury, Etheric Attunement, Swift, Conduit, and another Etheric Attunement respectively. So now you know what these cells are on the build. I'm going to explain why I chose Swift and Conduit. For Swift, this was chosen because repeaters have a built-in mobility slot, and I prefer Swift over every other mobility cell in the game. For Conduit, repeaters need attack speed to be fun. It is absolutely critical, or else it's just not fun, and that's just the way I've come to realize with repeaters, honestly. Like for me, I need attack speed to have fun with repeaters, so I had to weave in some attack speed somehow, and Conduit was my seemingly best option for this current build. So hopefully that clears up any confusion with that build. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is for chain blades. When it comes to chain blades, you'll actually have a bit more freedom to make the build your own, just because you're not confined to using a technique and a feather slot or mobility slot like you are on the repeaters. So in the chain blade build, I have the Scorchstone chain blades because they're best in slot, the Skullforge helmet because of stamina consumption, the Riftstalker chest piece, and the low tier Nezaga bracers, as well as the Koshai feet and the Pangar lantern again. As for the cells in the build, when it comes to the weapon, we have 2 Rage Hunter in the power slots, a Sturdy cell in the helmet, Etheric Frenzy in the chest, Predator in the gloves, Etheric Frenzy in the feet, and Etheric Attunement in the lantern. This chamber build is much more forgiving than the repeater build because it doesn't just have Predator as a damage cell in the build. You actually have +6 Rage Hunter, +2 Overpower, and even +4 Predator in the build itself. So that makes it so if you get hit, it's not the end of the world, because as long as the behemoth is enraged, you will get extra damage, and you will keep proccing your lantern hold to cast rather quickly. So for anyone that wants to use a lantern build, I would suggest this build or a build like this one if you're not that great at dodging behemoth attacks, or if you're still new to the game and you're still learning. Oh, and like I said earlier guys, my other lantern I would use in a build like this would be the Drask Lantern, and I actually tried it on Resakiri, and it was pretty fun. I was basically cleaving through Resakiri's whole body with the lantern most of the fight, and I got a pretty fast kill time for the fact that I didn't really have any cell in my build aside from Predator that contributed damage. I did use the Frenzy Tonic, so that helps out with damage a lot, but even still I didn't really have a ton of damage modifiers in the build. I didn't even have Rage Hunter, which is a huge cell to have on Resakiri. So it was a pretty quick kill time, if you ask me. But that's all folks, that's it for the video, and if you guys liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Dauntless content, and if you want to, check out my Twitch channel for live Dauntless. I'll actually be streaming it again. I went on a break for a little bit, but I think I'm back now, just because I realized that Dauntless is a good game for chat interaction, which by the way, I am very good at talking to chat while playing Dauntless. So if you have questions, or if you want to just hang out, go there and chill. I will respond to you, I promise. But again guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.